You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe inside.
Hello, family. Welcome to the Blissful Couples Corner. I know this is within the week, so many may not be available, but we are here live today. My name is Soul Angel, and I am the host of the Blissful Couples Corner. In this space, we talk all about marriage, the issues that we face in our marriage, and we look for solutions. We talk about the solutions we can get to make these marriages blissful. It's all about the splendors and flavors of marriage. Yes, you are so welcome. In this edition, we will be talking about the love languages. What are the 5 love languages? What do they mean? And how important is it for us to know the love language of our partners and our own love language too, right? Because one of the things that is very important in a relationship, in every relationship, especially love and marriage relationship, is communication. There is no way we can have a successful relationship if we don't understand each other. That is so important. That is so important, guys. So that is what we will be talking about today, so that we can understand our partners. We can understand how to communicate love better. We can learn how to appreciate them more, and they can learn how to appreciate us more. Because there is something, right? So many couples, especially those I've spoken to, there's always this complaint like, oh, my partner doesn't appreciate me. I don't think I feel the love. Maybe, just maybe, and most of the times when you talk to them, you realize that it is just their own way of expressing love, right? It is their own way of expressing that love. So my way of expressing my own love may not be good to my partner, but that is the best way I feel like I can express my feelings for my partner, right? So this brings love language into play, because if I understand you and you understand mine, then that simple problem is fixed. So it is very important today, as you come in, please, I would like you to share your comments. First of all, tell us where you're watching from so we can welcome you. And secondly, please share the link. Share the link to your families, to your friends, so we can all have an exciting discussion today. I've put some questions on the comment section to ask about: do you know your love language? Do you know your partner's love language? And if yes, what a day has it been helping you in your relationship? How have you been using it to enable your relationship, to strengthen it? Those are the questions that I would like us to answer today as you join in. And if you like to be part of the live stream, you can just also put in the comment section that you would like to join the live stream, so you can express or talk about your love language and your partner's love language. I see my amazing coach, Gwendy. Thanks, coach, for joining. Thanks for the support. So, without much ado, let's take a little break. And please, before I forget, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Blissful Couples Corner, and also follow me on Facebook at The Blissful Couples Corner. Pump those hearts for me. Pump those hearts and those likes. If you're getting value, if you have something to share, please do not hesitate to put on the comment section. Okay? So let's take a little teeny break, and we come back and talk about the 5 love languages. Yay.
You're like a circle that floats around me.
Okay, we are right here. So What are these 5 love languages before we get into the importance of the 5 love languages, or of knowing your partner's language, love language? Now, there are 5. Apparently, it has increased, but the main 5 ones that are common that we all know, or some people know. To be honest with you, during my dating process, I did not know about love languages. To be honest, let's just be sincere here. I didn't know. So it's after a while that I knew about it. And I guess there are some people out there who probably don't know about it, but trust me, it's important to know about it. It's really important. All right, the first one we're going to talk about here is words of affirmation. What are words? Words, we all know what words are, right? Affirmation means agreement, or appreciation, or something like that. When you affirm something, it means you agree to something, you like something, you accept something, you are confirming something, right? So, how do you communicate that? Excuse me. How do you communicate that? Is you encourage, you affirm, you appreciate, and you listen actively. What does that mean, right? Say your partner likes word of affirmation. Say you're cooking in the kitchen. You like word of affirmation. Your partner comes back from his job or wherever he works, and he just greets the kids and just say, "Hi, honey," and just go away. You'd be like, am I not cooking this food for you? Even though it doesn't make a difference, but I mean, a little word of appreciation will go a long way, right? So those are some of the things. Or you do something really nice for your partner, your husband, and your wife, or your wife. Especially women. There is this thing, I don't know. Your husband does something nice for you, instead of you to appreciate, to encourage, you just act as if nothing happened. That it dampens somebody's spirit. Or put yourself in the person's shoe for a moment, that you have spent all this time planning something, doing something to for your partner, that is really nice. He's going to really like it. Then he likes it, but he doesn't know how to express. He doesn't know how to express that gratitude. It's a problem, right? Because some of us will take it as, no, you didn't appreciate it. I wasted all this time. It meant nothing to you. Da, 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 da. Even the little things as cooking, serving food, doing something, we have to appreciate that. Okay. And sometimes that is a communication that word of affirmation gives, right? That is a communication. That is how it comes out to be. Now, what are the actions that you can take for somebody to know? If you're the type of person that the action that you like to take is, you want, you want notes. For example, you want the husband or your spouse or your wife to write a note for you. That's the kind of action that you like. Let me take for example that your husband brings you some nice thing, or you, the wife, you do something nice, and your partner just leaves a little note for you. Hey, baby, I really appreciate what you did for me. That was so thoughtful. You are the best. I love you forever. I mean, just nice words. Or just send you a little text when he goes to work, or a little greeting card when he comes by. He just puts it at the head of your bed without you even saying it. Those are the actions that somebody who likes words of affirmation. So the person likes for you to appreciate them with your words. Okay. And the things that you need to avoid, if you know that your partner likes words of affirmation, please avoid ignoring the little things that they do. Avoid not appreciating the little effort that they do. So if you are the type of person, I don't know if you've taken the quiz at the end of the day, I don't know if anybody's interested in taking a quiz with me. We can do it live here, or you can take that later with your partner, or even while we are watching, you can just go Google and do the love language quiz. So we are on words of affirmation. I hope this is not going to fall on me. Hold on. We are word of affirmation. So if you are the type that you like word of affirmation, right? You realize that you like your partner to appreciate you with his words. You like sweet words. You like to be encouraged with any little thing you do. You like to just see your partner just send you a text. How, baby, you look so nice this morning. Or when I left the bed, you were sleeping like a baby, like a little queen, all those things. So you like words. You are that person. It means that is one of your love languages, because what you cannot have just one. Okay, that you may have all of them, but one or two will be more. So if you are the person that you you like words, you like appreciation with words, then your love language is words of affirmation. Now, the second one is physical touch. Okay. Physical touch, of course, touches, pegs, all these kind of things. Okay. They are non-verbal use of your body language, and you touch and communicate. That's how you show love, rather than somebody say, "Oh, I love you, baby. Oh, I miss you." But when they come back, when they come back from a journey, for example, your partner comes back from a journey, instead of like, "Oh, baby, I miss you so much," he doesn't talk much. Okay. But the way he would hold you, the way he would touch you, that is the way he shows love. Okay. We need to understand that it is important for us to know how our partners show their love and how they want their love, and you too, because the way I perceive my love from you may not be the way I want to. So you need to know the two, so that you know when your partner is showing you love. Is very important. Okay. Because you may be thinking that this is not the way, but that is his or her own way of showing love. So physical touch. Now, if you are the one that physical touch is one of your love language, you like to be touched. You don't like too much talk. Talk is okay. I love you, baby. It's okay. But you say, I love you, I love you. All talk with no action, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's just like faith with no works. It doesn't produce anything. So if you keep telling me, "Oh, I love you," but I'm not seeing it, I need to see it, right? So that touch, you are the one that you like touches. You like when maybe you're watching movie with your partner, and he just cuddles you. You know what I mean? He just cuddles you, and everything to you is perfect at that time, right? And him just telling you, I love you, but no touches here, no kisses this way. This me, I'm one of that person. That's one of my love language. I like touches. Okay. Not just about telling me, "Oh, I love you, I'm going to do this," and like touches. That's one of my things. Non-verbal, whatever. It's not like I don't want you to say it, to verbalize it, but sometimes it's not about talk, 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 talk. So, like I was saying, the actions and hugs, kisses, cuddling, I love it. I love it. Okay. Then things to avoid, that you need to avoid if one of your partner's love language is physical touch, the things that you have to avoid is physical neglect or abuse. I just cannot stand it, right? If somebody who likes touch, they will always complain if you go for days, weeks, months without touching them, without them feeling that connection. They want that connection. Okay. It's not about talking. It's about let them have that physical connection with you. Okay. So when you don't touch them, when they don't receive or they don't perceive that from you, they feel like they're being neglected. And that brings strain in your relationship. So understand your thing and understand your partner. If your partner is that type, give it to him, give it to her, okay, to avoid issues. Now, receiving gifts is another love language. Now, um, most men always say that women, this is their best love language, but I don't really think so. Well, it depends on individuals. Receiving gift is about, of course, gift, all about gift. I like flowers. I like Gucci bags. I like red bottom shoes. I like whatever. What I like, generally gift. So if your partner is the one that loves receiving gift, that is his or her love language. Use it. It's not a negative thing. It's not like you have to be buying gifts every time, or every time you buy gift every day. No. But these things is for you to know that once in a while, be spontaneous and do something nice. That's all it means, you know. So with that kind of love language, if you're that kind of love language, how do you communicate it? If your partner loves that, if your partner's love language is receiving gift, how do you communicate it? Thoughtfulness. Be spontaneous. Just sit down. Surprise them with gift. Make them priority. Partners who like to be priority in your life. It's not priority only about other things, but you can just sit like that and say, hey, or maybe you are buying some gifts for some people. Can you believe that some people actually get gifts during some, let me say, Christmas? Some people can get gifts for everybody in the family, but don't get anything for their partners. You don't get nothing for your wife, or you don't get nothing for your husband. But every other person in the family has received gift. That is wrong. It's not like you're competing. Even the list, even the most, I don't want to say insignificant, the littlest, the little thing you can do, it doesn't matter how much money or how much the gift cost. What matters is the thought behind it. Okay. So that's how you communicate it, through thoughtfulness. If I love gifts, for example, gift is not my love language. I don't really care so much about that. Well, if it comes, fine. It doesn't come, but when it comes, I appreciate it, though, once in a while. Yeah. But my love language, if I want to classify that, receiving gifts is like at the bottom of it. It's not like it's not important, but for me, it's like at the bottom of it. Okay. So it brings about thoughtfulness. If you know that your spouse or your partner likes receiving gift, you say, hey, I know my husband likes this one. You go to the store, you see something nice, you just buy and surprise him with it. You know your wife likes these things. You just go to the store, you buy. You know your girlfriend, your boyfriend likes this, you go to the store, you buy. That is how it enhances, it makes the person happy. Okay. Those are the actions you can take. Thoughtful gift and gestures, and it's not only about, you can, a gift can be, you just take the person out, or you guys go spend some time in a resort, vacation, or whatever. That's a gift. Hey, baby, I have a gift for you. We're going to spend time. We're going for a concert. We're going for what, whatever form of gift. It expresses gratitude. Okay. So that's how, those are the actions that you take. If your partner is, one of their love language is receiving gifts, you got to be thoughtful. You got to have, once in a while, give them some thoughtful gift, do some thoughtful gestures. You can just sit and even, receiving gift is something for me. If I come to the house one day, you bring me something, breakfast in bed, that's a gift. Bring it for me, I'll take it. It's not all about material things, but it's gestures, the little gestures that you do. How do you do that? So that's one of the things. And the things that you need to avoid. Don't just be giving some funny gift because you know that your partner's love language is receiving gift, and you think you just be giving some kind of unnecessary gift that don't have any impact. Or I don't think anybody will want you to be bringing in the flowers every day, or some little things every day. No, you got to regulate. The fact that your partner likes receiving gift doesn't mean that it should be a daily thing, because sometimes too much of a thing becomes redundant. It doesn't bring out the impact of what we want. Okay, so let's not do that. Let's and again, most importantly, don't forget special occasions. Okay. What would I say? Special occasions like your birthdays, your partner's birthdays, maybe Valentine's, or whatever thing that you think in your partner's life is a special day for them. Don't forget, please do not forget wedding anniversaries. Yes, guys. Do not forget wedding anniversaries. I even hear recently I've been hearing dating anniversaries. Is it dates? Like the day you started dating anniversary. So do not forget those days. Wedding anniversary, please don't forget. Birthday, don't forget. Don't forget. And I'm speaking this to ladies. Ladies like to receive these gifts on those special days, but they don't reciprocate. Please, receiving gifts is not only for you, ladies. Do it for your man. Do it for your man. Okay. One thing that me I always do, at least since I got married, is I will not forget. Let me not say I will not forget, because there's no way I can even forget. Valentine's Day. The reason I pick Valentine's Day is because my husband and I have the same birthdays. So sometimes, sometimes when I'm planning, he's planning me. So it's just like, so that's so where I make a difference is Valentine's Day. No Valentine's Day will pass. Even his birthday, right? Even his birthday, even if it's a little thing or a little dinner, I will do it. But Valentine's Day, I make sure that I do something for him. It doesn't matter if it's just a balloon to say, hey, I love you. It doesn't matter if it's just, even if it's just a text message, I will write a very good text message expressing how I appreciate him and everything. It is important. It is important. So a lot of times women just think like all those important dates is for them. No, please. In as much as you love it, just as much as you love it, that's as much as they love it. So let's not sit on the side and say, hey, no, he's the man, he needs to give me. If you are expecting a car key from a man, then you should be up to the task too of even giving a bike key. If I should put it that way, So please, let's not think that this thing is only a woman's thing. Men do love gift too. They will not express that. They will not expressly ask you. That is the reason that you need to know the love language. Okay? Even if it is not their part of their love language, those days, don't forget. It's very important. Now, quality time. Who doesn't want quality time? That's not the fourth one. Quality time is very, very important. Uninterrupted. How do you communicate it? Uninterrupted time with your partner. You focus on yourself. You focus on your like you leave. If you have kids, leave the kids out. Leave the kids out sometimes. Yeah, sometimes you can go out as family. You can have that time as family. Quality family time with your kids. But it's also important to have quality time with just two of you. Uninterrupted and focused. One-on-one time, important. And let me get it straight here. One-on-one time does not necessarily mean that it's going to be, it has to be in a hotel, in a resort, or some abstract place. Now, if you have the money, it's okay. One-on-one time is very important. You can take vacation and stuff like that. But hey, no excuses as to, no, I don't have money for vacation. I don't have money for that. I don't have money for that. No, you don't need money to have one-on-one time. Your one-on-one time can be in your house, weekends, your Friday nights. Make a way around your children. If you are the one that have children like me, make a way around that time. Set a movie time. Set a movie night or whatever every week, once a week, maybe. That time is important. It's a time that, imagine that the whole week you guys are busy. Monday to Friday, everybody's running helter skelter. I'm dropping the kids this way. He's going to work. I'm going to work. I'm doing one or two things. We barely, and when we come back home in the evening, we are so exhausted. That's the truth, right? Now, when do we catch up? We need a time within the week to catch up. You need that time within the week to catch up uninterrupted. Okay? Very important. But most of us neglect it. And the thing is that, oh God, the thing is that with women, right? If you see women, sometimes they are not happy in their relationship. It's just because of things like that. But they cannot express it. And maybe they have not had the conversation of their love, of what their love languages are. And they don't know how their spouse express it. They don't know even their own. That's why it's important to know what you want and you have that communication. On quality time is the time you bond, the time you reconnect. It's not only about sex. Let's get this out of the way. Because when we talk about quality time, a lot of people are thinking about sex. No. It's a time that is for two of you. The time that you sit together, you are watching a movie, you are relaxing, reconnecting, talking about your week, just two of you, not talking about, and don't talk about no family problems. Don't talk about mommy that has asked for $100 for what. Don't talk about children's school fees. No, that is time on you. That's the time that you born, and you combine it with, you can be on him. You guys are touching, watching TV, taking some, good wine, whatever thing you want to do. That time is important. Okay. So understand if that person loves quality time. Many women like this. Many women. Many. I don't know about men, but that is how. So it's uninterrupted time that is focused on you both. Okay. Now, what are the actions that you can take if you know that your spouse likes, or one of their love language is quality time? You create special moments, just like I was explaining. You take a walk and do small things with your partner. You take a walk, create some moments. Sometimes it could only be like just have a 15 minutes walk around your neighborhood, or 30 minutes walk around your neighborhood with your partner, or maybe going to the gym with your partner. Okay. So it is not a specific thing like you say, oh, I must go out in a hotel, I must go for a vacation. Those are good ones that you plan within the year. But you don't want to wait all year for a one or two vacation times or to connect. No, it is something that you need to do every week. When your week is running out Monday to Friday and you're running crazy doing stuff, find some time to cool off within the weekend. Friday night, Saturday night, or whatever thing, Sunday night, whatever you want to do. Find that time. It's very important. Okay. Now, the things you have to avoid if your partner is is important, if your partner's love language is quality time, avoid distraction. Now, if we having quality time, me and you were talking, we were discussing your partner, and suddenly a call comes in, and they pick that call, and they are on the call forever. Hey, Bo, and sometimes we do it unconsciously. Sometimes we do it unconsciously. Okay. I remember, let me give you this. I remember there was a time my husband and I were traveling, and I had a call that came in. Okay. I had a call that came in. So one of my friends who we were talking, of course, about business and all stuff like that, giving me ideas. So that call lasted about 30 minutes or so. So by the time I dropped that call, my husband was suddenly so quiet. So I observed the mood change and stuff like that. But I said maybe it's just me. So we drove for about an hour. Though we were talking, but I realized that the mood in which he was before before I picked that call was different after I dropped the call. So I asked him, babe, you don't look okay. Is everything okay? Is anything the matter? He said, it's okay. I don't want to. It's okay. Let's just repeat. I was just thinking, but it's fine. We sometimes once in a while those things happen. So I say, what things? Let's talk about it. You know. Then he talked about the call. He was like, when we are traveling, or when we are together, we are having some time. I mean, when those call comes in, I know that you have to pick them, but sometimes it's just you just have to be conscious. You could have picked that call and say, "Hey, can I call you back? I'm in the middle of something," so that we can finish. Then you can give them back a call. I was like, okay. So I apologize. I said, I'm sorry. True, I should have done that. I'm sorry. It didn't ring a bell, you know. So and I said I didn't know that the call was going to take this long. So those are the things we need to avoid: distraction, because it can really get somebody off guard. It can get somebody really, really upset. Okay. So when you're together spending time, avoid any form of distraction. Okay. Avoid social media, whatever form of distraction that is going to be, please avoid it. Even if you have a call to pick, you can pick and say, hey, I'll call you back. And you must not necessarily pick the call. You can just, say, can I call you back later with the text or whatever. So that's an example. So please, when you're having your quality time, don't spoil it with distraction. Avoid every distraction. The last one we have is acts of service. Act of service, with this one, you have to is somebody that's like you to help them. Let me say, for example, we know what is action, right? Acts of service, like you are handy, you are helping. Like that so many women, so many poor couples I've spoken to, they have this one issue. One thing I've realized is that so many men don't want to help. They don't want to assist their wives with household chores. They don't want to assist with kids, you know. It's and with so many house things that you think that once in a while, it's not like they have to do it, but once in a while it's good. It makes you feel so good as a woman that your man will come to the kitchen sometimes when you're working and just give you a helping hand. Or you can say, hey babe, um I'm right here, I want to cook, but I'm really stuck. Can you help me run to the grocery store and get me so? Some men will go crazy if you try that. They'll be like, why do I have to go to the store again? Like it's a big hole, it's a big issue. Okay. Meanwhile, maybe my one of my love language is act of service. That's one thing. And I thank God for my husband. He's so good in that. Okay. He helps. Act of service is one of the things that I love when he does it for me. I don't know about you, but I that's just me. That's one of my love languages. Okay. So those are the things, acts of service. If you know that your wife likes, that's her love language, show her, do it for her. Okay. Let them know that you want to help. Okay. Because when they know you want to help, it lightens their burdens. It lightens their, but that's the way you communicate it. Hey, babe, do you need some help in the kitchen? If I don't need help, I'll say, oh no, it's okay. Sometimes I'm in the kitchen, my husband will just see me, I've cooked the whole day because I cater for food. Sometimes I cook the whole day. He'll be like, babe, don't worry about the dishes. When you're done, just go rest. I will take care of the kitchen. Do you know how that feels? I mean, just imagine that you've been cooking all day and you know you have to finish cooking and clean the whole kitchen, clean everything. Then someone just tell you, hey, babe, don't worry. When you're done, just sit down. I will do the rest. Gosh, that is so much relief and it lightens your burden. Okay. So it is so important. But then, if that's your love language, then you need to communicate that to your spouse. And it goes the other way around. Okay. With the man too. Do something in the house. Hey, baby, you need help? You need a helping hand? If he says yes, fine. If he says, at least you've asked. You have to have that thoughtfulness to ask. So what are the actions you make them? Some of the things that you can do, some of the actions that shows act of service. Ladies, how about breakfast in bed? Have you ever had that? Breakfast in bed. I don't know how many of us have that though. Sometimes we say, oh, this is white men thing or white people's thing. No, it's not white people's things. Okay. It's important. Once in a while, it's not all the time. But imagine once in a while you are in bed and your husband brings you breakfast in bed. I remember during pandemic, my husband no, when was it during pandemic? Yeah, during the pandemic, one time he brought me one Sunday. He made coffee and made some bread, basically breakfast. He brought it. I was in bed. Then he was like, I brought you breakfast in bed. Very soon you keep, because I always say, I always tell him that, can't you bring me breakfast in bed? Am I the only one to make you breakfast? So we always have that conversation. And we are joking over it. He's like, don't worry, one day I'll surprise you. One day I'll surprise you. So he did that one day. The first time he did, I was like, you've changed though. I said, you're improving. It was fun, but that was good. So that's an example of an act of service. Okay. It's an example. Just like asking for help, asking if you can help, or helping in the kitchen, or doing some grocery. Those are act of service. So you do a service to your partner. Okay. You do a service to them. You do something to them. An action. So breakfast in bed is one. Helping hand in the kitchen is another one. Helping hand with the kids. Some men will literally sit there. The baby is crying. They need diaper change. And mom is in the kitchen trying to cook food, and they will sit their ass down and they're saying, "Hey, babe, the child looks like the baby is hungry, or maybe the diaper is wet. Can you check? Come on, can you just check the baby and see what is wrong?" If it is diaper, you can change diaper. If it is food, you can make the baby food. Why I'm making some food for you too and the family. So it's just so annoying sometimes, those little things that men miss and are still missing these days. I'm not sure why. So you have to go out of your way to help wash the dishes sometimes. I'm not saying that all the time. But some men, if their wife is not in the house for 3 days, whatever they eat, they will put in that sink, and that woman will come after 3 days and do the dishes. How unfair can that be? Even if that is not your love language, you as a man or whatever. Common sense now. Common sense. So please, those are the things that you need to do if your partner loves acts of service. Now, what you should avoid you avoid the situations where you will not follow up. Okay, you need to follow through with it. You need to follow through with task. The things that don't ignore what they do. Don't ignore them. If Let me go back to this same house chores thing, because a lot of women have problems with this house chores thing, kitchen stuffs, house cleaning or whatever, keeping the house in order. Don't just act as if you're not seeing what is happening. Sometimes they may even be so tired from other things. Don't just ignore it. Okay. If there is something they need to do, for example, some people will let's take this example that you are the type, you have 4 bedrooms in the house or whatever. People have mansions, big houses, and you have worked. You had a lot of things to do that day. You cooked, you did that. You washed some of the bedrooms. There may be 2 bedrooms you didn't wash because you were tired, and they just ignore it. And all they could ask you is that, hey babe, how come you didn't wash the other 2 bedrooms? Can you tell me how angry you will be? That would be so annoying. So let's really, really be mindful of the things we do and the things we see sometimes. So, like I said, the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gift, quality time, and act of service. Okay, act of service. Now, let's go now to the part of how does it help in your relationship. Does it sound a bell in your head? Now we've learned the five. Okay, the five love languages. Now, as you come in, Ernest Kanjo, I want to thank you. Joyce, thanks for joining, Mama. Thank you so much. As you join, please, if you have, I have a question for everyone joining here. What is your love language? Do you know your love language? Do you know your partner's love language? And how has it helped you? Okay. So you can put your comments on that, answering that question and how it has helped you. So Joyce said, that's so true, Angel. It's not for just women. Yep, it's not just for women. It's not just for women. So let us know our love languages and our partner's love language is very important. Let's take a 30, about 5 seconds break. Then we will talk about why is it important to know.
You're like a circle that floats around me.
Okay. Now, why is it important for us to know the five love languages or the love language of our partner? So, my advice to everybody watching today, if you don't know your love language and your partner's love language, please try to find time to do that. Just go to Google and type love language quiz. It will ask you a series of questions. When you answer the question, then it will tell you what your love languages are in order of priority, like your most important. For example, for me, one of my most important, the first, I'll say at the top of my list, what my love language is quality time. I have quality time. I have act of service. I have physical touch, words of affirmation. That's how it goes. Like I said, for me, receiving gifts is at the bottom, right at the bottom. It's not like I don't like gifts, anyways, but that's like at the bottom for me. Yeah. So no, then I did where I also did that with my husband. My husband took the test too, so I know his love language. So it's very important. If you don't know your love language, please try to know. It is important. I'm going to talk about why it's important now. Now, it is important to know your partner's love language and your love language for better communication. We all know communication is the key to every relationship. Is the key. Now, why do I say so? The first thing, like I said, is better communication in your relationship. Imagine that you get married to a man. Your partner, you don't know his love language. He doesn't know your love language. But you are the person that you like words of affirmation. Okay. You like to be appreciated with words. But he never does that. No matter you dress well. Some women complain, no matter how much I dress, my husband never tells me I look good. That's words of affirmation that the person wants. That is your language. But maybe your partner, that is not his language. That's not how he expresses. He doesn't think that love of like, words of affirmation is something that important. So what do? You need to communicate that to them. Okay? In your relationship, it's good to sit down and talk about these things. We miss them out. That's why sometimes we have some literally miscommunications. Okay, if my love language is quality time, if your partner's love language is quality time, but he never finds time for you guys to be together in that atmosphere, there will be problems. Seriously, there will be problems. So it is important because it betters your communication. Imagine that. It's good. It's true that communication, open communication, verbally speaking is good. But just imagine how better or how great it will be for you to just sit and your husband or your spouse, your wife intuitively does something good for you. If you're the one that you love gift, you just sit one day, it's been a while, your husband just comes back with some nice gift. You're surprised. Okay. And If you know your partner's love language, it helps you to spontaneously do things without them asking you. Without them asking you, you can see if you're the one that you like physical touch, okay? There will be no problem with that. Your husband, you don't need to go tell your husband that I want you to touch me or I want you to do. The husband knows that, hey, this woman, she likes when I touch her. You can see he will just come and massage you. It can just be a 30 seconds thing that he's just passing by and just say, hey, let me just do something nice to this lady. Just massage you, even just massage your neck or whatever for a few seconds, few minutes. And that's it. It makes your day. So it helps with communication. You like act of service. You don't need to tell if your partner is that type of person. She doesn't need to tell you that, hey babe, can you help me? No, you intuitively don't know that, oh, this woman likes when I do something, let me do something nice for her. Say, hey babe, don't worry, I'll do this, I'll do that. And that goes a long way. Okay, that goes a long way. So it helps with communication. It helps strengthen your communication without you verbalizing something. Somebody just does something for you surprisingly, it's good. Please, as you come in, pump those hearts and those likes for me. Thank you. The second thing is that it makes you feel appreciated, and you also know how to appreciate your partner. Remember, it's a two-way traffic. It's not only for you. So the fact that you know your own love language and you know your partner's love language is important. So you learn how to appreciate them using their love language, and then learn how to appreciate you using your own love language. What do I mean by this? Maybe your love language is gift of is act of service. Okay, he knows that your love language is act of service. He will do that for you. Now, if you know that his love language is physical touch, you got to do that. You have to do that for him too. So in that case, you guys know how to express love to each other and appreciate yourselves better. You appreciate the way he expresses his love for you, and he also appreciates the way you express your love for him. So there is a mutual understanding there. The third thing that is important for why it's important for you to know your partner's love language is it enhances connection. It fosters connection. Okay, because once you know this love language and you know how to communicate them and what actions to take, it brings more bonding and more intimacy in your relationship. Okay, for example, if your love language is quality time, that is a time of connection. If your love language is um physical touch, that is a time of connection. Okay, so it is very important. It brings that connection, it brings that bonding between you two. You are in the kitchen cooking, and your husband, even if he doesn't come there to even just to help you cook, but the fact that he just comes around, hey baby, gives you a peck on your jaw, good job, I know you've been working hard or whatever, you okay, give you some massage, appreciate you, give you those words, or you, wow, I can't wait to eat this food, da 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 da, those little things, that brings connection. Guys, relationship is really all about connection and that intimacy. It's not about just connection. We talk about here, it's not about sex, because let's be realistic, you can't be having sex every day. Okay, with the busy schedule, sometimes some people don't even have sex even once a week, you know. So but other things need to be there to fill that gap. Okay, and one of the things is communication, and you need to know how best to communicate those your partner's needs, how best to satisfy their needs is very important. Okay, so knowing your love language and your partner's love language help both of you to create that atmosphere of connection and intimacy. Now, the last one, it prevents unnecessary problems. Unnecessary problems. Because if I've been in the kitchen the whole day cooking and you come and see me, I say, well, let me just keep these dishes here. Let me rest for some few minutes, take a little nap there. And wash the dishes. That's hypothetically. Okay. Now, some men will not like to see those things, dirty things in the kitchen. And they come and they're like, why did you leave those things in the kitchen? Da, 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 da. I've told you that, baby, it's not good to keep those things in the kitchen. But if you knew, just come and say, hey, babe, don't worry. Let me just do the dishes. You don't even need to tell me that you want to do the dishes. When you see me tired like that, hey, and I'm resting, common sense, if you know that I like act of service, just go wash those dishes and see how happy I will be, rather than nagging on the fact that I've left dishes in the sink. That's just one example. Now, if your partner is the one that loves um, quality time and you never find time, instead, every weekend you have time to go spend with your guys or you have time to go spend with your girls, there is big problem right there. There is big problem. Maybe he doesn't know, or maybe she doesn't know that you want that quality time. Because maybe to them, that's not their love language. That's not their love language. They have something else. Their priority is maybe act of service. Their priority is there, but they need to know what yours is. That's why it's a two-way traffic. You need to know theirs, and they need to know yours. So when you know each other's love language, you avoid a lot of problems. Okay, unnecessary little problems that are not even supposed to appear anyway. Okay, just like how you will not be having problems with household chores. You'll not be having problems with who is taking care of the kids at what time. You'll not be having problem with diaper change. You'll not be having problem with feeding the baby or what. So some of those little unnecessary things, like I've been working all day. This man does not know I'm tired. Oh, those things will not come up. But how do you know that? You need to communicate. You need to talk. Take the quiz together and know. I know that for us, Africa, we say, oh, those things are white man things. But trust me, they are important. They are important. There are a lot of things that socialization has brought. Modern days have changed. Let's be changing with the things that are changing. It's not like these things do not exist. They existed. These things were things that were researched, and it was found that people have this quality. People like these things. So it's not abstract research that was done on people. So, okay, Joyce say, where do we find the quiz? Okay, for the quiz, you can go to, let me write it here. For the quiz, just go to Google for the love language quiz. Go to Google and type the love language quiz. When you type the love language quiz, it will pop up. And when you click on it, it's going to tell you, it's going to bring up a series of, it's going to ask your age, first of all. Sometimes it will ask you want to take it with your spouse. There are some that you can take it with your spouse together. But if you don't have that version, you can do it alone and then ask your spouse to do it too. Yeah. So try to do that, and you're welcome, Joyce. You're welcome. So yeah, do that. It's very important. I did that so like long time ago. I did it with my husband too, and that really helped a lot. And trust me, when they'll be asking you those questions, that's when you'll be like, oh wow, how did they know all these things? Because they will give you the love language from your responses to the questions. So yeah, it's very important. Like I was saying, it's very important. Number one importance is that it helps with communication. Number two, it helps you to feel appreciated by your spouse, and you can also appreciate your spouse in the best way you can. Okay. Number three, it helps bring connectivity, intimacy, when because you know what to do to your spouse to make them happy, and they know what to do to you to make you happy. And number four, it avoids unnecessary problems. Okay, if you understand me and understand you, those little things that we have with diaper change, or who is feeding the baby, or who is doing this, or why are you sending me to the grocery store, it will stop, because you understand that that is what they like and this is what I like, so you guys can bond better. That's why it's very important. So I hope you learned something from this episode today. Share your thoughts. I know some people will be watching later on. When you watch, please just write hashtag replay and put your comments. Again, if you know your husband's language or your wife's love language and your love language, please put it into use. You will see that it will make a difference in your relationship. Trust me. In one of our episodes, we're going to find some women, have a panel of men and women by God's grace, to ask them how it has helped them, if this really works. But for me, I know it really works. So I really appreciate my time and your time here with me. Joyce, thank you so much. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Ernest Kanji, for joining, and all the family of the Blissful Couples Corner. I appreciate you for always being there and being supportive. Um, Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook at the Blissful Couples Corner. We will be having a lot of this. Yeah, I know that it's been a while. I'm on and off, but don't worry, you will know why that is happening pretty soon. Pretty soon, pretty soon. But yes, we are working, we are working. And hey, the Blissful Couples Corner retreats second season is coming up. Okay, so I'll keep you posted. This will be bigger than the first one. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I love you all, and I will see you next time. Love, 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 love.